Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are gonna discuss about the part 4 Trojans, and in this we'll check how to infect systems using Trojans. Okay, then creating a Trojans and then employing dropper, wrapper and cryptors. After that we will check the propagating and deploying a Trojan. Okay, so let's start it further. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, perfect. So as let me start the print. Yep, yes. So as I told you, we're gonna discuss about how to infect systems, creating a Trojan, employing dropper, wrapper, and cryptor. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, here you can see how to infect systems using Trojans. These are the steps. First step would be here. Here you can see this is an attacker. Then we need a dropper, a wrapper, a cryptor, propagator, propagate, deploy, and victim machine. It clearly indicates we need all these things to infect a system using Trojan. So let me brief one by one what are these stages. You can consider it as a cycle also. So let me show you here about one by one. Suppose we are at the stage of attacker. So first task of the attacker is to create a Trojan packet using a ngret. Ngret is actually a utility or it a program, okay, that is used to create the Trojans. I did it practically. I'm trying to get this software, but most of the softwares available over the internet are infected. Okay, I'm preparing my tools list. I will share that with you, and I will make separate videos to run and show you the demonstration. Okay. Then the next would be first you have Trojan packets. You created a new Trojan. Then employs a dropper or downloader to install the malicious code into the target system. Okay, you need to create a dropper or sorry, it's something. Let me write it. Yeah, or we need a downloader to install the malicious code to the target systems. So suppose we have a dropper now. After employs a wrapper to bind the Trojan to a legitimate file. Suppose we have a .exe file and this is a legitimate. Suppose calculator calc.exe. This is a legitimate application. So what the Trojan will do? It will wrap the code or Trojan with this legitimate files. Okay, and after that the attacker employs a cryptor. Okay, employs a cryptor to encrypt that code. Okay, encrypt that Trojan code with this legitimate application so no one can detect this. Okay, so after that, after the cryptor, the term is the propagate. Propagate means we have to put this malicious Trojans to the system. there would be different methods like email, USB, removable drives. Your task is to put that particular uh, Trojan to the system. Once that is in the Trojan, the task is to deploy that, to run that, right? And for Trojans, as we know, user interaction is required, right? Once this is executed on the victim machine is in full is in your full control. You can do whatever you want. This is the process and how to infect the systems using Trojan. I hope it's clear for you all. Let me start it with the next slide. Yes, attackers can create a Trojan creation. Let's start with the very first. What's the Trojan creations? Attackers can create Trojans using various Trojan horse construction kits. What is this construction kits? There are few kits available over the internet or paid services through which you can create Trojans like this RJ sorry NJ Rat. This is a kit that is a software, it's a utility that provides us the it's a kind of GUI to create our Trojan. Right here you can see ngret, this is the tool, and ngret use this port. I will let you know which Trojan use which port, right? So port 5552 is used by the ngret here, and here you can see from ngret you created one .exe file, a Trojan, and forward that .exe to a system, particular system, and install it over there. Once you install, click on the install button, then your system will be visible here. Like here you can see hacked, the IP address, user, the professionals, and all this information. What you can do from here, you can see manager, run file, remote desktop, remote can microphone, get password, keyloggers, open chat, server open. There are a lot of stuff you can do. You can simply say it's your full control on the victim system. Okay. Now after this, here are the examples like ngret, one of the construction kits through which you can create the Trojans, T-horse, Thos rat, Trojan horse construction kits, Sena spy Trojan generator, um, Umbra loader board Trojan maker, Venom rat or ngret. These all are the examples through which we can create it. Okay, let me explain you something else. I hope it's clear. Yeah. So the thing is, in the Trojans, as I have already told you, I will try to give you a demonstration through ngrat, because when you will click on this ngrat application, you will get directly a GUI options. Okay, and through this you will get an option. Let me show you through internet if it is available over the internet. Let me show you here. Yes, We got it. So once you start this, you will get the option to build. Okay. Yeah, you will get the option to build. And here you can see after clicking on that build option, you will get this host. You can put the IP address here. You must know the IP address of the victim, right? And the port must be used as a default port for NGRET. It's a 5552, right? And then you can put a name for the exe, right? And after that, it will create a exe file, a Trojan for you, right? This is the process to create Trojans. I'm sorry, I believe I forgot about that. Here, we don't need a victim IP address. This is the IP address of your system and it will detect automatically. Okay, and you have to set the port. I believe port would remain automatic. Okay, and you have to put the name only here. Okay, once you click on that, you will get something like this here, as I already shown you here. Yes. Okay, here you will get this. Okay, perfect. I believe we are good here. We don't have to deep dive much into that. Yes. Okay, let's move to the next slide now. Okay, we discussed about the types of Trojans. Now we have, as I told you, in the components of Trojans, other like in between the creation and delivery, we have four paths: dropper, downloaders, wrapper, and cryptors. Let's explain these one by one. Here you can see dropper consists of one or more types of malware features that can make it undetectable by the antivirus software. Okay. And the dropper is executed by simply loading its own code into the memory, and malware payload is then extracted and written into the file systems. We have number of droppers like IMADI, PinOES, JavaScript dropper, and Sharkbot. Okay, so this is about dropper. Let's see the downloaders, how it exactly works and what are the types. So downloader is basically a program that can download and install programs such as malware. Main difference between the downloader and the dropper is that the downloader does not carry malware itself, whereas the dropper does. Like as I told you, dropper is executed by simply loading its own code into the memory. Okay, dropper is executing by simply loading its own code. But here in the downloader case, download does not carry the malware. It downloads it. Okay, we have different downloaders like the Fruity Trojan, downloader.dn, sload. Then we have a wrappers, right? Wrappers, and as I already told you at the time of descriptions of the flow and the creation of Trojan, wrapper is a kind of thing that attach the Trojan with the legitimate file. Let me brief it for you. It binds the Trojan executables with .exe application that appears genuine, such as games, office applications. When user runs the wrap.exe application, it first installs the Trojan in the background and then run the wrapped applications. We have different tools like GU, Loader, Trickbot, Finfisher, etc. Let me explain you here. Suppose you have a legit file here. This is a legit file and this is our infected file. So wrapper include this infected file with the legitimate file, okay, and when the user clicked on this, because if someone put the infected file in the legitimate file ultimately it is also an infected file. Once the user click on that infected file, it will first install Trojan and then real applications. Okay, this is the way how this wrapper works. After that we have cryptors. Cryptor is basically a software that encrypts the original binary codes of the .exe files. Attackers use cryptors to hide the viruses, so no antivirus can detect that and remains undetectable, like attackers, Muck, Pure, Line, Trickbot, Dark. Propagating and deploying a Trojan. You can deploy a Trojan through emails. You can deploy Trojans through emails, covert channels, proxy servers, and USB flash. Let me explain you this covert and proxies. I believe you are aware about the email and USB flash drives. So we have two terms, overt and covert. So overt means it is something like obvious and explicit and it is legal to transfer of data. That those are the things of overt. Okay, it's legal to transfer the data. But in the covert, it is something like secret or hidden. That is hidden at somewhere and it is illegal to transfer. Like we have Trojans. These are illegal to transfer. There are some channels through which those are illegal. Okay, through you can transfer the data if it is a covert channel. These are illegals, right? It's very clear. Okay, perfect. Next point is what is this proxy servers? Proxy servers is usually a standalone application that allow remote attackers to use the victim computers as a proxy to connect to the target machines. This is a attacker and these are the machines of legitimate users. Okay, so if attacker wants to communicate with someone, it uses the victim machine as a proxy to connect to the target machine. So if it gets the hits for any malicious activity, it will get the IP address of this host and like who is the culprit? This innocent users. But who is behind it? Attacker. No one knew about him. Okay, this is the theory here. Attacker compromises several computers and start using them as a hidden proxy servers. If authorities detect illegal activity, the footprint led to innocent users and not to the attacker. Attackers can also employ proxy server trojans such as SOX Escort, Quackbot, Steintico botnet, etc., which can automatically create proxies and be used to perform malicious activity. We use the socks, right, in the Tor. Perfect. Now, let's see further. What's the next slide? Yeah, what is this exploit kits? There are some kits available over the internet or available to purchase. Okay, you can purchase that those and use. It does not need any technical knowledge to run those. Let me explain you. It is basically a crimeware toolkit that is used to exploit security loopholes found in software applications. This comes with pre-written exploit code and these are used here you see this comes with pre-written codes exploit these are used against users running insecure or outdated software application in their systems. Okay, these are pre-coded. You don't have to do anything much here. You can directly use it and you will find out the exploits. Not the find out the exploits, find out the vulnerabilities through the exploits. Okay, we use exploits to find the vulnerability and exploits written with the pre-coded in this. Exploit kits, the process of exploiting a machines. How a machine is get exploited. Okay, let me explain these for you. Victim visit a legitimate website that is hosted on the compromised web servers. Okay. Victim is then redirected through various intermediary servers. Right. Victim unknowingly land to an exploit kit, a server hosting the exploit back landing page. The exploit kit gather information on the victim and based on which it determine the exploit and deliver it to the victim system. If the exploit succeed, a malware program is downloaded and executed on the victim machine. Okay, this is Botango, Lord, Fallout, Nuclear, Terror, or Sundown. Like we have number of exploit kits. So these are the examples. It is very clear here. If you'll see here, let me brief you. This is a victim. Okay, it visit a legitimate site. This is a legitimate site. Victim visit the legitimate site, and this legitimate site is hosted on a compromised server. Compromised server. This legitimate site hosted on a compromised server. Once it once user try to access this legitimate site, the compromised server redirect that request through various intermediary servers. Okay, and through which there is exploit kits on the server. And what happened, this legitimate site request reaches directly to this server and here we have exploit kits. Then now exploit kits gather the information related to the server, the victim, based on which it determines the exploit and deliver it to the it find out the information about the victim. Okay, and based upon that, it determines the exploit. What exploits we can use on this system. Determine the exploit delivers the exploit to the victim system. And if those exploits succeeded, okay, if there are vulnerabilities and exploits are used to identify the vulnerabilities. If there are vulnerabilities and successfully exploited, then malware can easily be get downloaded or transferred to this system and executed, and system will be hacked. Do you have any question? I hope it is very simple written in the language, right? And I have explained it. If you still have doubt, please let me know. Try to read it twice or thrice, then you will understand. If you are new, I strongly recommend to view the videos twice, thrice, more like or even four times. Then only you will get to know and understand what is it, right? Because with the first reading only, you will just know the name, and this with second you will your mind will start understanding. If your mind is so sharp, then it's up to you. But I usually understand the concepts uh, after twice or thrice readings, and that helps me a lot because my motive is to always understand the concept. It's not about like cramming and all to just uh, keep cram the things. I don't want to do that. I hope I have explained everything, and this is all about the Trojan topics. Let's see if we have some. Oh, great. So that's it for the Trojan. This is the complete site. We have around 25 slides for the Trojans. I have tried to cover everything. I will make one videos for the demonstration with ngret or any other tool. I will keep sharing my videos, keep sharing all the other things, right? And you will get next videos, next slide for virus topic. I'm on my way for the malware traffic, malware threats, and virus concepts is the next topic. I'm much confident. I'm so excited to read out those because there are around 16 to 18 types of viruses. Okay, and we will discuss about all of those. Like I will not go through the brief description. I will make separate videos for virus brief description types. But in this series, I will go through the basic part of those type. At least we should have a knowledge what are the types and how actually what are they actually, right? I hope you go all are well, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubt, reach out to me through comments or email. Thank you so much. Let's wrap it now.